Let's estimate a value by rounding a decimal. Now, decimals can be hard to work with just because they're small, and depending on how many there are, they can be hard. So rounding can help us estimate and make things easier. So remember that rounding is really kind of shortening a number to make it easier to work with. And when we round, we always look one number past the place value you want to round to. And then don't forget your rounding rules. If the number that we're looking at is 5 or greater, we round up. If it's less than 5, we stay the same. Some people say round down, but really the number just stays the same. So we have ourselves a little place value chart here, which shows here's the decimal point, and then tenths, hundredths, 1,000ths, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, and it would go on and on and on. So let's go ahead and round. So the first number is 0.3482, and we want to round to the nearest hundredths. That means we're going to look one place past to the thousandths. So this 8 is greater than 5, so we round up. That means the 4 becomes a 5, and this becomes 0.35 to the nearest hundredths. All right, so the next one, and I kind of like this, just fill them in. So the next one is 2461 to the nearest tenth. Okay, so this is tenths, and maybe this will be helpful for you to have kind of this idea of the place values until they really become second nature. So we're looking at tenths. 6 is greater than 5, so we round up. So again, the 4 becomes a 5, and that gives us 2.5. Then we get into 14.632149. Whew! This one is going to the nearest thousandths. So the 1,000ths is here. I look one place past. 1 is less than 5, so we stay the same. So we're just going to chunk it to 3 decimal places. Now the last one is a little bit tricky, so I want to make sure we go over this. We have 981, and we want to go to the nearest tenths. So that's here. This is a 9. We look one place past. 8 is greater than 5, so we round up. Now, if we round that 9 up, right, the next number from 9 is 10. So to the nearest tenth, this becomes 1.0 because this 9 becomes a 10. So that is that one to the nearest tenth. It's a little tricky there. All right, let's do a couple of examples in words. I have $20 in cash to buy groceries. My must-haves are eggs for $1.79, strawberries for $2.49, milk for $2.79, coffee creamer, absolute must, for $3.29, and yogurt, my daily breakfast, for $4.89. Estimate how much I will spend by rounding each number to the nearest tenth. Y'all, I used to do this when I was a kid, because, well, not a kid, when I was in high school, my mom would send me to the grocery store with a 20, and I would have the list, and then anything left over, I could buy. So I was always buying the cheapest stuff I could. Okay, so to the nearest tenth. So 179 rounds to $1.80, $2.50, $2.80, $3.30, and $4.90. And you might say, you know, that's really not helping me much, but getting rid of those 9s at the end really does help a bit. So now when I add these all together, I end up with approximately $15.30. Sarah is weighing trail mix to package at her store. Her first 4 packages weigh blah, 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 all in grams. Estimate the total weight by rounding each weight to the nearest hundredth of a gram. So you'll notice each one of these weights is going out 4 decimal places. It's asking us to go to the nearest hundredth, which is 2 decimal places. All right, so for the first one, if I look at the 4, 4 tells me to stay the same. Look at the 2, 1 tells me to stay the same. I look, the 9 is where I want to go. 2 tells me to stay the same. I want to go to 2. 7 tells me to round up. 28.03. Now I can add all of them together, and I end up with 109.46 grams. Right? So a lot of times if you look at packaging, they don't have it out to a bunch of decimal places. They also round. Last one. You go out to eat by yourself. You order a sandwich for $6.49, a side of fries for $1.89, a soda for $2.19. You might call that pop. I call it pop, but I'm trying to be, specific to the country here. A lot of people call it soda. And a slice of pie for $3.69. Now, this is actual pie, like cherry pie, not like slice of pie like pizza. Okay, so let's estimate your bill without tip or tax by rounding each item to the nearest dollar. All right, so let's go first. We have our sandwich. $6.49 to the nearest dollar is 6. Our side of fries to the nearest dollar is 2. The soda is 2. And that slice of cherry pie, I don't know about you guys, but I love me some pie, some cherry pie. I could go for some cherry pie right now. $3.69 to the nearest dollar is 4. Now, when I add these all together, I get an approximate order of $14. This right here could be helpful if you're thinking about, okay, maybe you had $15 in your pocket and you want to be able to tip. So you have to estimate how much is it going to cost you so that you still have an appropriate amount to tip your server, because it is important that we treat people well and we, tip them for a job well done, and for serving you in places. That's a personal opinion there, but something to keep in mind as we go out and work and engage with the service industry of all types, really. Like, do you tip when you get a haircut? I do. I don't know if we're supposed to, but I feel like I can't do it, right? Okay, anyway, enough of that. Bye.